I'm sorry. So here we saw that how Haridas Thakur, he was very peaceful, and also he did not want any appreciation. He blamed himself for getting that torture. He blamed himself that I have till now heard many blasphemies. That is why I have got the punishment. He has not blamed Qazi. He has not blamed the governor. He has not blamed anyone. So actually, this is the rule of, if you see the old age people, any they have any miseries, immediately they will say my karma. They will not say this is because of this person, that person. No, so that's because of my karma. We don't know whom we have insulted or what we have done. Bhalahaila ithe bada pailo santosha alpashashti kari kshamadine kshamalina shamilena badadosha. I'm satisfied for whatever happened to me was for my benefit. The Lord has relieved me of my great offense by awarding me a token punishment. So whatever punishment I have got, it is actually good for me. So I have been now relieved from the sins. So just see how, in a very broader way, Haridas Thakur is accepting the punishment. He says this punishment, actually it was not a punishment, it was the insult, or you can say an offense towards Haridas Thakur. But he says this is a punishment. This is a punishment which is awarded to me. So those who, even after hearing the blasphemy of Vishnu and Vaishnava, display their cleverness by posing as advanced and liberal on the pretext of artificial gentleness or tolerance, without understanding the real purport of Tarorapi Sahishnuna, more tolerant than a tree, are understood to be enjoying the results of their grave offenses. One should not consider such grave offenses as trivial or advertise sense gratification aimed at accumulating mundane fame as worship of Hari. For this reason, in order to instruct the people of the world, Jagat Guru Thakur Haridas pointed out the great faults of the foolish Prakruta Sahajiyas, who display artificial humility by humbly saying, I have heard blasphemy of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava without hesitation, therefore I am a great offender. Since I did not protest, I would have been proper if Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava had awarded me more severe punishment. But the Lord is most merciful. He awarded me only the token punishment of being inhumanly tortured by the governor's servant, and thus freed me from the offenses born from the blasphemy of Vishnu and Vaishnavas. In this way, he has proved himself causelessly merciful, by which my happiness and satisfaction have increased. So Haridas Thakur pointed out that how these Prakruta Sahajiyas, they display artificial humility. That is why he says, he's teaching them indirectly that don't display artificial humility, but really really have that concern that yes, I'm hearing the blasphemy of the devotees. So then I'm actually doing a lot of sinful activities, sort of a lot of offenses. So one has to come out of hearing the offenses, hearing the criticism of Vaishnavas. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma prays that Tenu Kampartam Susamikshamano Bhunjan Evatma Krutam Vipakam Hidbhagavad Purvir Vidana Namaste Jiveta Yomukti Pade Sadaibhak. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, words and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So this verse clearly says, Hridvag Vapurbhir Vidadha Namaste, paying obeisances to Lord, at the same time, Bunjana Evatma Kurtam Vipakam, whatever sufferings has to come, it is our own karmas. But at all the circumstances, one has to just surrender to Krishna and serve him. To distort and change the meaning and purport of this Bhagavatam verse, I failed to protest. That was my great mistake. Here Haridas Thakur says, to distort and change the meaning, I failed to protest. Many people change the meaning of this verse. At that time, I failed to protest. So when was this verse spoken? Brahma is actually speaking this verse. Brahma, when he goes to Krishna to ask forgiveness for whatever offenses he has done, he stole the cows, he stole the cowherd boys. At that time, Brahma was doubting Krishna, whether he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not able to understand the relationship of Krishna with the Vrajavasis, especially the Gopas. So when he understood that the small boy who is playing in Vraja, taking all the uchishta of his friends, is actually the Supreme Person. So when he understood his mistake, at the time, Brahmaji comes and offers prayers. This shloka is one of the prayers. Tattenu kampartham susamikshamanu. Bhunjane vatma krutam vipakam. Pradvagva purbhirvidanan namaste. Jiveta po mukti padai sadai bhak. So one may ask, what offenses did Haridas Thakur do? What was the mistake he has done? Well, yesterday also this question was asked, why didn't he protest? So where it was, in which connection Haridas Thakur is mentioning this? He's mentioning in this connection. So when I have given this verse and it has been put in the Srimad Bhagavatam, many people distorted this verse and I just was silent. I did not say anything. I remained silent. I did not protest. So that is the greatest mistake. So one of the greatest offenses is trying to misinterpret the holy name, the holy scriptures. Among the 10 offenses, we have the fourth and the fifth is offense, trying to give meaning to the holy name, trying to misinterpret the holy name. The same thing applies to even trying to give meaning to the scriptures, trying to misinterpret the verses in the scriptures. So, Kumbhipaka haya Vishnu nindana shravane, taha ami vistara shunilunu papakane. So one who hears blasphemy of Lord Vishnu is sent to the hell known as Kumbhipak. And with my sinful ears, I heard so much blasphemy of the Lord. Haridas Thakur is Brahma himself. So he says, in these years, I have heard only blasphemy of the Lord, so many blasphemies. And I did not protest also. So that is what is offense I have done. It is stated in the scriptures that an atheist who hears blasphemy of the Lord but does not protest attains the most painful hell known as Kumbhipak after death. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sati spoke to Prajapati Daksha as follows. If one hears an irresponsible person blaspheme the master and controller of religion, one should block his ears or go away if unable to punish him. But if one is able to kill, then one should by force cut out the blasphemer's tongue and kill the offender. And after that, one should give up his own life. This is the devotee's only remedy. So if your guru, sadhu, Krishna, Shastra is blasphemy, you have these options. If you are able to protest, speak out. But don't land up in so much of argument. Better is go away from that place. If you are unable to do that also, then kill that person, cut his tongue and kill yourself. But this is very horrible thing, isn't it? So at least you can run away from that place. Not be eager to hear about the blasphemy of your Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. One has to be very vigilant in these things. Because this is the only thing from where all our offenses start. Satam nindanamna paramaparadham vidanti. It is said Guru Tattva, Dham Tattva, Hari Tattva, Radha Tattva, very difficult to understand. So when we think, oh, I'm very familiar to my Guru, familiarity breeds contempt. that is there. One may be very familiar to his guru, but that doesn't allow him to hear his offenses. Nindanam bhagavataha shruvans tat parasya janasya va tato napaiti yaha sopi yati adaha sukritaschitah. Bhakti Sandarbha 265 says, if one hears blasphemy of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas, he incurs great sin. Anyone who fails to immediately leave a place where criticism of the Supreme Lord or his faithful devotee is heard will certainly fall down, bereft of his pious credit. Only an incapable person should leave that place. Otherwise, a capable person must cut out the tongue of one who blasphemes Vishnu and Vaishnavas. If one is incapable of doing either, then one should give up his body. Yogya Shashti Karilena Ishvaratahara Hena Papa Aradena Yena Nahe Punarbara. Therefore, the Lord has given me an appropriate punishment so that I may not commit such sins in the future. With the imitative Prakrita Sahajya Sampradayas in mind, Haridas spoke the following words of instruction. As a Vaishnava, I will never hear again the blasphemy against Vishnu and the Vaishnavas under the shelter of Tuladapi Sunichena or on the pretext of Tarorapi Sahishruna. I have had in sufficient lesson this time. The Lord is most merciful. He taught me by awarding a token punishment for a grave offense. Sometimes we try to be very humble. And we think, oh, we are more humble than our gurus. So on that pretext, we try to hear. They are all Prakrita Sahajias. Whoever tried to pretend to be humble, they are Prakrita Sahajias. What is the meaning of Prakrita Sahajias? Sahajias means taking instructions very lightly. Prakrita means still on the bodily concept, still on the social norms. There are people who still live on the social norms, posing to be devotees. For them, social life is more important than spiritual life. In the social life, somebody criticizes a devotee also, they will act to be very tolerant. That is what is meant here. Prakrita Sahajas. We have to understand this word very nicely. Sahajya means not taking the instructions very sincerely and seriously. Becoming complacent to the instructions. Chal raha hai, kar rahe hain. I'm doing the bhakti. Thinking that one is doing the bhakti very nicely. That is again a biggest mistake. One should be eager to learn more and more. Find fault in oneself. Be dissatisfied with one's own progress. The moment we think, oh, I'm chanting so nicely, 16 rounds, bus ho raha hai bas. I'm doing very nice chanting. I'm so satisfied in my life. This itself is an impediment in the progress of devotional service. What is the success story of a person who has attained pure devotional service? The success story is he hankers for more and more association. He hankers for more and more service. He hankers for more and more chanting. So when he hankers for all these things, automatically, tarorapi sahishruna, amanina manadena, tuladapi sunichena, all these qualities automatically manifest. Because when you have more and more service, naturally, your body pains. You have to tolerate first the bodily pain. When a person thinks that he should be in a comfort zone and he should do bhakti, again that becomes an impediment in the path of devotional service. You cannot have two things. Without paraishanubhava, viraktir anyatracha, without viraktir anyatracha, paraishanubhava will never come. In two legs, you cannot keep. Okay, I will be in the comfort zone. I want a nice, perfect place. My house is so wonderful with all wonderful facilities. I'm chanting 16 rounds. The moment the facility, how much time will happen for the facility to go away? If that facility is not there, will our chanting stop? If that facility is not there, will our service stop? So that has to be asked for oneself. Sometimes facility is there according to your prarabdha karmas. But one should not be so eager to always have that facility. Sometimes it will be there, sometimes not there. Sometimes it will be put into more service. Sometimes the body will be paining like it will be paining more. But in all the circumstances, if a person continues performing devotional service, sometimes you will get a lot of wonderful facilities. We should understand this is act of Maya. Even that facility is an act of Maya. The misery is also an act of Maya. In both the circumstances, one has to always think how best I can serve, how best I should have the association of devotees. I just have to surrender to my spiritual master. So this is the success story of pure devotees. And the failure stories are of the Prakruta Sahajiyas. Prakruta Sahajiyas, there is not a cult, it is one's consciousness. Prakruta Sahajiyas can be found even in ISKCON. Don't think Prakruta Sahajiyas means I have to search in Vrindavan. You can find in ISKCON also. There are people after taking initiation, they run away from the responsibilities. They think now we are elevated souls, now we are in Golok Dham. So what is this? Prakruta. That means not eager to take the responsibilities. Always in the material consumption. And Sahajiyas not taking the instructions seriously. Henamate Haridasa Vipragana Sange Nirbhaye Karena Sankirtana Maharanga Panido. Thereafter, Haridas and the Brahmanas fearlessly enjoyed congregationally chanting the holy names of the Lord. Tahane o dukha dila yesava yavane swamshe uchchana tara hailakata dine. The Yavanas who bait Haridas and their families were all destroyed within a few days. Now just see what is the consequences. If a person hurts a pure devotee, what will be the consequences? Though the pure devotee will ask forgiveness on behalf of that person, but Krishna does not spare. The law of nature will not spare. The sinful Atis Yavanas soon achieved the miserable results obtained by persons who torture and envy Vaishnavas. In the Skanda Purana it is stated, Hanti nindati vaideshti Vaishnavan nabhinandati Krudhyante yati no harsham darshane patanani sat. Whoever kills or blasphemes a Vaishnava, whoever is envious of or angry with a Vaishnava, whoever does not offer obeisances or feel joy upon seeing a Vaishnava, certainly falls into a hellish condition. According to this infallible scriptural decree, the Yavanas, along with their families, were soon destroyed by severe diseases like cholera or chickenpox. So, Skanda Puran speaks about the effects of or the reactions of offending a Vaishnava, offending Krishna, offending Vaishnavas. There is sure destruction and hellish condition will be given to such offenders. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask.
Hare Krishna Mata. Thank you for the nice class. Nice class. Mataji, regarding this offense which Haridas Thakurji is contemplating, in these two, whatever you read today, in somewhere it is written offense, somewhere it is written sin. Like it is written when one year's blasphemy of Vishnu and Vaishnavas, he incurs great sin. But you have always taught us that there is a difference between the word sin and the word offense. So why is it mixed up over here?
Some have done sin without understanding the action behind it. They have beaten. Okay, governor has told they have beaten. There is a sin. Understanding or knowingly committing that sin is offense. So few people knowingly did that. Like Qazi, governor, they knew one should not offend a peer or a saintly person, but they intentionally did that. That is why governor could understand. The Yavanas who were beating, they performed sins. And after understanding, now 22 street, maybe after 5 or 6 street, they would have understood that he's not an ordinary person. In spite of that, they are beating. So that sin can turn into offenses. Sin is the first stage. Offenses is the later stage.
Sin is lower and offense is higher, and sin is mostly unknowingly, and offense is knowingly. And sometimes when an unknowingly you come to know something and still you continue, then it becomes an offense. Like that you said.
Sin is the first level.
Yeah.
Offenses is the second, or you can say ultimate level.
And Mataji, it is written here that one is able to kill, then one should by force out of blasphemous tongue and kill the offender, and after that one should give up his own life. But then when he gives up his own life, does not he become a ghost?
He will.
So then why then he's doing it in the name of Lord as per the instructions of the Shastras, and he's becoming a ghost? Then what is the
He will
use?
become Brahma Rakshasa.
What is Brahma Rakshasa?
The Brahmanas or the Vaishnavas who have untimely given up their body. There is a difference in ghosts also. There are ghosts who come in the category of Brahma Rakshasas. There are Vaishnavas who have not been given the final funeral properly.
What is the feature of the Brahma Rakshasas?
So Brahma Rakshasas, they can be liberated soon. But there are materialistic people who give up their body. For them, it is the ghostly body becomes the punishment. Brahma Rakshasas soon will be liberated. They have to undergo that stage, Brahma Rakshasa. If you remember the story of Madhvacharya. There was a Brahma Rakshasa in the forest, and Madhvacharya was taken for the temple after he was born. When they were coming back, Madhyageya Bhatt and all, Vedavati and all were there. And there was a Brahma Rakshasa who entered the body of a Vaishnava. And he was just crying that I just want to take the lotus feet take darshan of the lotus, or touch the lotus feet of Madhvacharya. They allowed, and then he was liberated. Brahma Rakshasas and ordinary ghosts, there is a lot of difference. Vaishnavas who have committed sins or untimely death, all these things, they become Brahma Rakshasas.
Last question, Mataji. It is written in this to distort. Haridas ji says that to distort and change the meaning and purport of the Bhagavatam verse, that is the verse that because that then come from. I failed to protest. That was my greatest mistake. But then he never distorted the verse, nor did he change the verse. He just did not follow the verse.
He did not distort.
He did not change also.
He did not change, but there were people who did that, and he did not speak out.
Okay, fine. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Like Bhagavad Gita till today is also distorted. There are unscrupulous people who are distorting. Okay. So evening we have Ramanujar class. Today Ramanujar episode is so wonderful. How Ramanujar establishes the wonderful administration in Srirangam. All those stories will be there. How he brings back his cousin brother, Govinda. So join Ramanujar class. Ramanujar class is very important class. We may think, oh, I'm Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, why we want all those things? Without hearing about our acharyas, Ramanujacharya is Balram himself. So without hearing to our acharyas, we can never understand what is Amanina Manadena, Tunadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishrana. So morning also we are hearing, evening on Saturdays we'll be hearing about Ramanujacharya. So here we will stop. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.